In this short video, we're going to talk about the Mackie M-Caster Live, which is a audio interface designed for people to get great audio on live streams and podcasts and so on really easily. But we're going to look at this from the point of view of DJs, of people who want to use DJ equipment to get great sound on their DJ, to play with, but also to have great sound on their live streams, and whether it's a good audio interface for those kinds of people. So whether you are a general user looking at this audio interface, or you're a musician or a DJ wanting to use it, you'll find something for you here. Right, well, let's get started. So this has got inputs that are designed specifically for what we were just talking about. So the power comes from USB-C. You can also plug into a computer. You need both. The computer won't power it. Then you have a headset input, which has got microphone and monitoring, so gamers would like that. We've got an instrument input, which is where you would plug your DJ equipment for sure. We then have a phone input, which can also send the audio back to the phone for live streaming, and podcasters and so on can take phone calls and stuff onto their live streams from that, and it's set up so that the person hearing the phone call won't hear their own voice and all that stuff, so that's quite clever. Not so much use for DJs, but clever, worth pointing out. Standard headphones monitoring and speaker monitoring as well there. So these are all obviously kind of consumer type inputs. They're TRS, they're mini jack, they're not designed for professionals, but then the whole thing isn't designed for professionals. So on the other side, the only professional input is a XLR for a microphone, and you have phantom power there as well. So it's quite a cute little device, as you can see. It's got the Mackie colouring on it. This is a black one, but you can also get a white one. It's metal, so it's got bits of plastic around the edges, but it's metal. This is a metal handle, and we like the build of it. Thought it was quite nice. So there's lots of lead supply with it, as you can see, so that's quite generous. You get a TRRS to TRRS lead for plugging into phones and iPads and stuff. You might need to get an adapter to make that work if your audio device doesn't have your iPhone or whatever doesn't have the headphone socket anymore. You also get a Trs Cable, which is a standard one for plugging in instruments and so on. You might need to get an adapter to plug this into a DJ controller, or get a cable with one of these on one end and RCAs on the other for your DJ controller. And then you get two of these leads, which are USB-C to USB-A. And again, if you're plugging it into, say, a USB-C MacBook or iPad or Android device or whatever, you might need to go and buy an additional USB-C to USB-C cable. So although they provide lots of cables, you might not find everything you need there. Now, the pluses and minuses of this, as far as straight audio for DJs are concerned, it needed to have some kind of peak monitoring for me. There's no peak monitoring at all. There's no way of seeing whether you're driving it too hard. Now, it's got DSPs built in to help with that, but I'd just like to have seen that. So each of these channels here does have its own channel volume control. These volume controls are the only controls for each of the channel volumes. There isn't another one. You get a master volume for your headphones, but you're going to have to adjust the master volume by your balance of these three for sending it off to whatever you're live streaming from. Now, I'm going to talk about these in a minute, but first I want to talk about the channels you get. And actually, I'm going to plug it in mainly because I want to show you this. See that glow? You can actually change that glow to different colors. So it's clearly designed to be kind of on screen with you, and live streamers and so on who want something that looks nice in their live stream and want to show the workings of what they're doing are going to like that, I'm sure. But as you can see, you can turn that off if you don't like it. You don't want that to be showing. Right, let's talk about the channels, and let's talk about these parts here. So each channel, even though this has got 5 inputs, you only get 3 channels to control them. So you have to select on these first 2 channels what your input is. So you can have the professional microphone or the headset microphone on this one. You can have they've got a keyboard or instrument symbol, but that would be your DJ controller, or the audio feeding back from your computer on that one. And this one here is dedicated to the phone input. Now, these knobs here are what make this unique. This one is a sound coloring knob. So this has got like compressors, it's got filters, so you can have a high pass filter and a kind of mid-range or a low and high filter combined that kind of makes it sound like you're on a phone. And there's 6 of these, and they're really for podcasters and live streamers. If you're a DJ, you're probably going to want to leave that flat. But nonetheless, you can choose one of those, and then you can use these controls to decide how much of whatever you set there is on each of the 2 channels. The top one is an effect, and this has got reverbs, echoes, and voice effects that will make your voice very high or very low, so that kind of helium sound or that kind of monster voice sound, and a few other bits and pieces as well. Again, more fun for live streamers and podcasters. But DJs might want to plug a microphone in and their DJ controller, in which case you could use reverb and echo on the voice here as well. So this one might be more use to DJs. Now, you can only select one of these and it's going to be across both channels, but you could select one thing on this one and have it on one channel, and one thing on that one and have it on the other channel, because these are the wet and dries for the channels. So this is the wet and dry for this, and this is the wet and dry for that. So there is a bit of flexibility there on these. This is called contour and this is called effects. And look, that is about it. Its strengths for me are that it has the simplicity to just get going quickly, and it does have quite a few inputs, so it is a bit flexible if you think about how you're going to set it up. I really like the fact it can send the finished signal analog to a phone, which sometimes is all you've got and maybe all you want, albeit that will always be in mono. I like the fact it comes with all these leads and it comes with an adapter. It hasn't got a built-in battery, so the idea that you have to power it by separate power input here to the computer, you know, you'd have two USB-Cs plugged in. Some audio interfaces don't have that. The USB-C to the computer can power the audio interface. That's a bit of a disadvantage. You can use a power bank here to power it if you're on the move, but I'd like to have seen, you know, the ability to power from a computer if you've got one plugged in there. I think they've missed a bit of a trick there. It's a little bit big compared to some interfaces of this type. If you're a DJ, for instance, who wants something just to get that audio into your phone or into your tablet, you could use something like this, which is an awful lot smaller. This is the little iRig Stream. Let's get that into focus for you, which has got it's got RCAs in, and it's just maybe a slightly better fit for you, and it can take power directly from the computer as well. I mean, ultimately, all of this kind of interfaces, they have pluses and minuses. So the idea here would be to check it's got what you need, and check that the stuff you're paying for that you don't need at least doesn't, you know, make you think, well, why the hell am I paying for that? Ultimately, if you're a DJ, it might be overkill with all this stuff, but if you're a DJ who thinks you want to do some live streaming and podcasting, it might actually be interesting. Also, I want to point out that it comes with a de-esser that makes your S's sound nice, and also a de-clipper, I think a de-clipper. So no, it's an audio leveler, which will just help to get your audio nice and level, which again is better for podcasters maybe than DJs, but they're free, which is nice. If you're using it with a laptop, you get those. But they also give you a 3-month subscription to quite a big Acusonus set of audio effects, and there's a library, an audio library there as well, and lots more voice effects that you can add. So if you are wanting to just up your podcasting or your live streaming game, and you do use microphones a lot, it's something that is worth knowing. You get that bundled with the thing as well. So that's our very quick look at this. Maybe not the perfect fit for DJs, but as I said, if you're a DJ who wants to then also do those other things, bit of video work, bit of live streaming, bit of podcasting, it could be good for you. And let's face it, the lights underneath are pretty cool as well. So that's the Digital DJ Tips quick overview of the M-Caster Live. There's a full written review that goes into more detail on this unit over on the Digital DJ Tips website. Price is about $229 at the time of recording this, although prices seem to be going up all the time at the moment, so probably worth me pointing out that it's currently October 2022. So head over to the website if you want more of that. If you want to learn to DJ with the best DJ school in the world, which is what we are, then look, come and join us, digitaldjtips.com/join. So get good, get out there, make the moments, and I'll see you for another video very soon.